Hello everyone, this is Jan from orJANics 50nRaw coming to you today with makeup and my hair done, thank goodness. A rare sight lately, and I want to show you guys how to make some cultured jicama that is very inexpensive and easy to do. I got this recipe off of culturedfoodlife.com. It is a very good website with very easy recipes on it. I recommend you guys check it out. The owner and creator of that website, her name is Donna. She has a powerful testimony of how she used cultured foods to heal her body. She's not a raw foodist. She didn't use raw food to heal her body. She used cultured food to heal her body. In my very strong opinion on this subject, I believe that a lot of raw fooders have shunned cultured food. And I think it is to their disadvantage because cultured foods are very, very important in our diet. The reason that I am hearing on YouTube is because they feel like cultured food is rotten food. And once again, I've said this before, but I want to tell you again to help you understand that what they're saying, in my opinion, is not the right perspective. Is that if I take this jicama and I put it outside, it will rot, it will mold, the bugs will get it, and it will be undesirable to eat. What I'm going to do with this jicama today is I'm going to cut it up, peel it, put it in my jar with a culture. The culture will inhabit or get into or surround or preserve this jicama. It will culture it so that it doesn't decay and it doesn't rot. It is cultured food, not rotten food. And those cultured foods, kombucha, kefir, and cultured foods, Donna from culturedfoodlife.com calls them the trilogy. She says when you combine all three of those foods in your diet, kombucha, kefir, and cultured foods, that your health will thrive. And the reason for that is because your digestive system will be able to create the vitamins that it needs to create. It will create that serotonin. It will be able to assimilate maximum absorption from the food that you eat, nourishing your body. So your body will live better instead of eating this awesome shake. And if you have a poor digestive system, it's been abused for years, you might absorb 3% of that shake. Whereas if you eat cultured foods and you take care of yourself, you can drink a shake like this and who knows how much percentage of nutrition you can absorb from it. Some people say if you absorb 30% of the nutrition from this shake, you're doing really good. And I want to absorb it all, but that's a little unrealistic because I have abused my digestive system for many years and eaten a lot of garbage. Well, nevertheless, I want to show you guys how to make cultured jicama. I have some beets in the back because I have been making beet kvass. Let me show you my bottle. This is my bottle of beet kvass that I made my beet kvass and then I bottled it, and I'll be drinking this today. This is a 12-ounce bottle. I don't particularly 12 ounces of beet kvass is quite a lot for me, but you know, 6 or 7 ounces is really great. This is a cultured food. This is very, very good for your liver, very good for your blood. It's a probiotic. It's gonna inoculate your gut with beneficial bacteria that if you treat right will continue to grow and benefit your body. Anyway, there is a video on my YouTube channel on beet kvass. It's very easy to make. So getting back to the jicama, first thing we have to do is we have to get the skin off of it. So jicama, if you have never seen it, has like, it's like a potato. It's hard like a potato, but it's kind of got a little bit of a sweetness, kind of like a pear. It has a very neutral flavor, so it really kind of takes on the flavor of whatever you put it with. So I cut the top and the bottom off, and look what happened. This skin, you can peel it right off. So you can either peel it with a peeler, you can peel it with a knife, and the parts, you can either, you can kind of start it and peel it. I have a little blemish on it, so I'm gonna cut that off. So you just kind of work away at it and get it all cleaned off. When I made this last week, I made the recipe that I'm going to show you today, which is an orange flavored cultured jicama, and I made a dill one. And I made a salad to go to my mother-in-law's. Every Sunday I make the salad and take it. And I actually took some of the orange jicama and sliced it all up and put it in the salad, and nobody even noticed. And when it was all gone, I told them, you guys just ate some of the cultured food that I made. They're like, what? So I was able to sneak it in there. So now they're like, oh, that was really good. And so I told them, okay, I'm gonna make you guys some and bring you guys the jar next week. So this is gonna take 3 days to make. It's Wednesday, so it will be done and ready by Thursday, Friday. By Saturday, I'll be able to cap it and put it in the fridge, or leave it out for one more day if I want. It will not hurt it either way. Let me finish peeling this up. This Titan peeler scares me because the very first time I used it, I sliced my finger with it. It is really sharp. Tanny Raw recommends this, and that's why I bought it, and it is a really good peeler. It is the best peeler I've ever had. But you just have to be really careful with it. Okay, so basically you're cleaning up your jicama as best you can. There we go. I know. Okay, I rinsed off the jicama. And now what I'm gonna do to cut it up is I'm gonna use this, I don't even know what it's called actually. We purchased this at Walmart. It's for making French fries. You can change this. It comes with 2 sizes. A very fine, for making very, very fine squares, or bigger ones. So I'm gonna use this so that I can have a nice consistency to my French fries, to my jicama. I'm gonna cut it in half, and then this requires some muscles here. I'm just gonna kind of push it down to just get it started, and then you put this on, and then you're gonna push. Now what I like to do is use my weight to push it down. Voila! So look, you have size, same size of jicama, and it's really good. Kind of like I know I said a pear, but maybe kind of more like an apple with a potato mixed together. Now I'm gonna put these pieces of jicama, I'm gonna start laying them in the mason jar. See, kind of on their side like that. I even thought next time I made it, I might just kind of even chop it into little cubes, but I don't feel like doing that right now. My kids are waiting for lunch. So I told them as soon as I was done this, I would make them their lunch. I'm gonna use the other half now. I really could eat this whole jar in like one day. So I might have to, I have 4 jicamas that I purchased yesterday, so I might have to get a few jars of this going or use one of my half-gallon jars over there on the side. Jicama is really great. You can grate it and put it in your salad. You can just eat it raw like this with a nice like sweet dip, like maybe a coconut dip or something. So okay, my jicama's in there packed pretty tightly. I'm gonna set this aside. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of kefir whey. If you're making cultured foods, it's a really good idea to have whey in your fridge. It lasts for months in your refrigerator. It does not go bad. And this has got a lot of beneficial bacteria, and about 30 strains of bacteria live in there. And that is gonna grow in this mason jar with the jicama, and that's what's gonna culture the food. Now, if you don't have kefir whey, on culturedfoodlife.com, they actually sell little packets of culture that you can put in. But for me, I like it to be inexpensive and easy. I don't want to have to order something off the internet. You could actually go to the grocery store, get maybe some Greek yogurt, or if you can get, my health food store does sell some kefir, and you can strain it with cheesecloth overnight, and the whey will actually drip off the bottom. And then you can take that whey and use that. Even people that are lactose intolerant, it actually helps heal their lactose intolerance. The other good thing is that once you're done with this one jar, you can reuse what is in the jar to make your second batch. So it doesn't like die or anything, you can reuse it. Okay, so I have my 2 tablespoons of kefir whey. I'm going to add now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add the zest of 1 clean orange. So I have this zester that I'm going to use, and zest away. I'm still able to get some oranges. These ones came from Mexico when we went to the produce terminal, and are really, really delicious. Very sweet tasting. And the zest is going everywhere but the jar. Okay, I have the zest of 1 orange in there, and then the juice of 1 orange. I'm going to juice this orange in my orange juicer thing here. See if I can get my muscles. Actually, I don't think that worked as good as I thought it would. Oh, it's kind of, yeah, I guess it did. Here we go. So I have the zest of 1 orange, the juice of 1 orange, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of kefir. I'm going to fill it up with some water. I'm going to have some nice alkaline water here. And you want to leave that 1 to 1.5 inches from the top, and you want to make sure that the jicama is covered. There we go. Okay, now I have this airlock. This is the S airlock, and you can see it's half filled with water. And then I have this lid with a gasket under here, a silicone gasket. And I'll leave this on it, and I'll put it on the counter for 3 days. So I'm going to twist it on. There you go. I know this will be done Saturday morning. The purpose of the gasket is that when food starts to culture, it releases carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide needs to get out, but you don't want any airborne pathogens to go in. So it's creating a nice environment where it can culture for 3 days, 3, 4, or 5 days, and it's done. After 3 days, you can check the taste of it. If you like it, you can eat it. If you want it to ferment or culture a little bit longer, you can leave it. But yeah, I'll just leave it probably right back here. Make sure my stove stays off, and I'll just let that culture. These are the Jicama pickles that I made on Saturday, and they taste just like dill pickles. Like I said, the Jicama will take on the flavor of whatever you put in there to ferment it. But you can see here, I used some fresh dill from my garden. I used coriander seeds, mustard seeds, peppercorns, red pepper flakes, some salt, the 2 tablespoons of kefir whey, and 1 clove of garlic. And you know what, honestly, I like this better than any pickles that I've made, because my pickles always turn out a little bit mushy when they're fermented. So my kids don't really like them, but I like them, and I'm using it in the salad. So I hope you guys try the recipe. Let me know if you do. Try and get a hold of some whey that's or try and make it yourself. If you know somebody who has some kefir, maybe they have coconut kefir or whatever, just try and get a hold of some whey to use as inoculation for your culture, you know, and give it a try. Oh, bye. Have a great day, you guys. My nori chips are done, and they're very delicious. They dehydrated 8 or 9 hours. Really good. And come to find out that something that I thought that I could do, because I saw them selling them in the store. I guess there are recipes online for this, and people do it. So it's kind of common, just something that I've never heard of. Really good. I'm actually going to make a bunch of these. These are a very satisfying cracker. So if you're craving something crunchy, if you're looking for something satisfying, salty, this has got all of the flavor profiles to satisfy that craving. I'm gonna eat them all now. Bye. Okay, here. Bye-bye. What do you think?
It tastes good in the beginning.
So my son Cole, who is very picky, tried these, and he said that they were so good that he could eat a whole bunch of them. Oh, wow. Coming from a 16-year-old, that's a compliment.